Muy buenas, soy Sigiloco Games, estamos aquí de nuevo en el The Witcher 3, en lo que creo que será la última parte de este gran juego, pienso yo, aunque aún queda un poquillo de juego, pero creo que ya con este vídeo lo terminaremos, así que vamos. Estamos aquí con Syanna, en este mundo de cuentos infantiles, pero como ha pasado el tiempo y no han como que han hecho mantenimiento al cuento, este libro. Algunos de los cuentos están dañados, pues se puede decir así, y tenemos que ir arreglándolos para conseguir salir de este libro, obviamente. Es un libro mágico.
What exactly is happening in the city?
Bloodshed, a massacre, which is why we gotta hurry.
You needn't fret. Time flows differently in the Fable Sphere.
Y bueno, aquí tenemos como...
Stay here a week, yet outside mere minutes will have passed.
No hemos hecho nada. Tenemos básicamente el mismo equipo que teníamos antes. Y vamos ahí. Vamos a ver qué...
Watch out, pixies.
Aquí. Sillos. Estos son como los deckers, en realidad. Mi espadilla está un poquillo mal ya. Otro lado. Muy bien. Me parece que tengo que recoger algo para arreglar mis armaduras, ¿no? y mis armas también.
Not the friendliest pixies I've met.
They were put here to protect the Fable Sphere from intruders, meaning you.
Muy bien.
Oh, unicorns! We must catch them. We won't have to walk everywhere then. I call the pink one. Exciting, isn't
Esa niña.
it? Reminds me of my childhood.
Reminds me of something altogether different.
Care to elaborate?
Rather not.
Muy buenos recuerdos con Jennifer, un unicornio. Muy bien.
Ugly bastard.
A ver.
I'm alright. Not in any danger. That's him. Joss. Last, they're going to rip him in six.
Damn it.
Véngase, muchacho, véngase para acá. Solo falta este. Pinches, están más poderosos que los duendecillos, ¿eh? Listo. A ver.
Relax, it's over.
No, it's not. There's more. Another wolf behind you. Ignore him. He always lies.
Aha. Boy who cried wolf. Still does, I suppose. And doesn't, when they actually appear.
The one and only. Listen, you little chit. Jack said you know what's become of his three beings. I don't know anything. Not one thing, and besides, watch out! Wolves!
This'll be interesting. Right, let's get to it. Let's say for a minute you know what happened to the red bean. Where wouldn't it be?
For certain, no one swallowed it. Oh no, definitely not that. Of course not. But say someone didn't. Who would it be that didn't swallow it? A human. The most human-y human in the land of 1,000 fables. Everyone! Wolves! Run!
Bet you haven't heard what happened to the blue bean. Maybe? Not at all? Right?
I've heard it lies about somewhere, out in the open.
Just like that? No one guarding it?
Nobody. 3 times over. Help! Wolves!
Yellow bean. Don't know a thing about it, right?
It's somewhere very, and I mean very deep. So deep, in fact, it's completely underground. And who has it? A bold farmhand, who in no way and not at all awaits someone. Not in the slightest. Good folk! Wolf! Say that word one more time and I'll chop you up. feed you to the fishes. Understood?
Bien.
All right, we should go.
Watch out for wolves!
Tough to talk to, that one.
Was it, though? You need merely remember he always lies. Or more precisely, reverses the truth.
Where to now?
I'm not sure. We should visit some of the other fables. The meaty ones, that is. Perhaps then Joss's hints will make more sense. It's just a few. Red Riding Hood, piglets and bears, 3 of each. And Goldilocks, of course. Then Longlocks, and a little lass who sells flint.
Fine. Let's get to work.
Bien. Tenemos nueva misión.
Incredible. You must have loved this place.
I did at first. But children get bored quickly. Even tea parties with a whole cackle of princesses eventually turn dull and routine.
What did you do then?
Dropped a duck egg in the swan's nest once, that sort of thing. Stole the pea out from under the princess, who sleeps to this day, I think. Oh look! The Emperor of Nilfgaard! He's come out to show off his new robe.
But to the wise and cultured.
Aquí está el flautista, con sus ratillas por ahí. Ahora vamos a ver. Tenemos aquí con el mapa, así que tenemos que ir siguiendo los caminillos.
How you like that silver?
Concha. ¿Por qué tengo wingers?
Not good.
¿Y más? No haces nada. Vamos para acá. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Un gato.
Flint! Cigars! Hi!
El gato con botas, muchacho.
Leaves!
Esquírlate. Dice que mágico. Polvo mágico. Polvos mágicos. Ah, mira, tengo aquí un cartel de misiones.
Contract from a goose. That's new.
You really aim to concern yourself with that?
A true witcher should never abandon poultry in distress.
Care for a cigarillo? A bit of tobacco? A dab of fistek?
Remind me, what tale are you from?
Sold flints when I was a lass. But no one bought them, so I branched out. Now I deal in snuffs, puffs, all sorts of fun things. What'll you have, sweeties?
Magic beans. Do you have any?
If it's not the new name of some kicker I already have, dearies, then no. But maybe you'd like some.
Hey, where'd you get that ribbon? That's mine.
Is that so? Then why was it lying in the bushes? Finders keepers, sweetheart.
The ribbon. Mind explaining what the fuss is about?
There's not much to explain. I got it from Aturius Vigo when I was a child. It was to protect me from evil. It clearly didn't work, given how I ended up.
But it means a lot to you.
How should I put this? I have so few mementos from my childhood, and the ribbon reminds me of the good old days, when I was someone else.
Dears, could you continue this touching scene elsewhere, You're scaring away my customers.
Give Syanna the ribbon. Why not, huh?
Sugar plum. The only thing I hand out for free is a first hit. To get them to come back for a second, of course. For all else, you've got to pay.
What if I asked you nicely?
Ask me nicely and I might play you for it. A round of cards?
Uf. No, no voy a pagar. ¿Qué cosas más vendes?
What have you got to sell exactly?
Like I said, tobacco, fish tech, all sorts of things. Have a look.
Aquí le podemos vender cositas. Pero yo creo que no le vamos a vender nada. Vamos a darle esto de aquí, que no nos interesa. Pero ¿qué tiene? A ver. Cenizas de hueso, o servicio de mesa, juguetes caros. Un hilo de oro y bola de oro. Tenemos aquí un gobete de jengibre, un sacacorchos. ¿Qué es esto? Unas setas mágicas, una manzana envenenada, un pan de jengibre, galletitas y comida mágica, muchachos. Muy bien. Aquí sabemos que le podemos, vamos a pagarle.
Fine, I'll pay you for the ribbon. This enough?
It's enough. Now go away.
Todo menos a jugar a Win, muchachos.
All right. Tell me
What?
what you want in return. You're not doing this out of the kindness of your heart.
Don't want anything in return.
Thank you.
Bueno, vamos a la casa de la oca, porque parece que ahí tenemos cosillas.
Watch out, pixies!
Más otra vez piscis estos. Yep. Bueno, tenemos otro cuentillo que no sé de qué será, pero a ver.
Oh, the three little pig songs. You know the story, don't you? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
Looks like Big Bad's already blown down the houses of straw and sticks. Brick's the only one left.
We should look inside. Remember Joss's words?
One bean lies out in the open, guarded by 3 nobodies. Yeah, could be it.
Vamos a ver, aquí hay una misión.
Doesn't seem to be at home.
Aquí.
A feather, broken. There was a fight. A feather, broken. There was a fight. Goose feathers. Must have been flapping its wings.
Watch out,
Could just
pixies!
get plucked.
Parece que es el sistema de defensa del juego.
Hey, there, in the trees. Some kind of camp?
You paint the goose! The golden X-ray!
Butcher you!
A ver, cuidado con este. Barba roja.
You mean to cross the barbarous Barbarossa? Not...
Barbarossa. Ya ven este con las flechas, ¿verdad?
But why keep her in a cage? Eggs from free-range birds are so much better. Oh well. Where's the key?
Here it is. Got it.
Ahí está.
Good thing you posted that notice. Never would have found you otherwise.
Oh look, she laid a golden egg for you.
If only all my employers were that generous. Would have preferred a magic bean, but not about to complain.
Muy bien. Un huevillo de oro por aquí.
Did you really travel all the way here for a convent?
Nature of the job.
I don't believe it. You must have had another reason.
Well, spent a few idyllic months in Beauclair some time past. Part of me wanted to come back, I think.
Oh yes. Visit Toussaint once and you'll always long to return.
Aquí estaban estos pixies. O los bendecillos. Demonios, sabía que... Bueno, aquí me va a servir... Uy. Conches también. Espada mala otra vez. Bueno, tengo que aquí me arregla. Demonios. A ver, vamos a ver aquí. Ah, me queda solo la última. ¿Cuánto está? 47, muchachos. Se daña muy rápido estas espadas, ¿no? Debo decirlo. Pero demasiado rápido. Esta parece que ya marchó esta casita. Aquí estamos con la otra. Vamos a hacer otra cosa aquí.
Oh, Crumboch, they didn't like that!
Vamos a quemarlo de muchachos. A ver, vamos a quemarles. Eso es. Concha, olor. Acá, ven acá. Bien. ¿Pero dónde vas? Ya está. Unos polos mágicos. Este frijol azul.
The big bad witcher huffed and puffed, and look, got a beam.
It cannot be!
What cannot be?
You actually have a sense of humor.
Stunted a bit, but yeah, it's there.
Well, well, aren't you full of surprises? What else are you hiding behind that gruff exterior?
Not a bad singer. Do a pretty mean rendition of The Maids of Vicovaro, for instance. But some other time, maybe.
But here we are chatting away when there's work to do. We must keep looking.
Bien. Estamos aquí en el cuento de los tres chanchitos.
So, do you like it here?
No, got a problem with magic in general. Illusions, portals, all that. Don't trust any of it.
A bow of old-fashioned tastes, eh? I like that.
Uf, parece que voy a subir el nivel aquí también, pero...
Longlock's tower?
Indeed. It's even taller than I remembered.
Wait. What Joss said about the third beam, remember?
In the possession of a bold farmhand somewhere deep beneath the ground. Yes, this must be it. Let's go. It always grapple up her braid in the past, but I don't see it anywhere.
We'll find another way up. Could pull myself up here, and I'll have to make that jump.
If you say so, I shall wait down here if it's all the same. Climbing's not my strong suit.
Prince's corpse. Tried to free Longlocks, but fell and broke his neck.
Aquí cuidadillo, porque podemos morir aquí rapidito. Ya saben que literal es medio lelo para las alturas. No es tan avispado. Aquí con cuidado. Extraño, pero podemos ir también por acá. Espera, vamos a guardar aquí, por si acaso. Ya me conocen. Ah, por aquí no hay nada. Vamos, por aquí mismo. Entonces tienes que subir aquí. Muy bien. Uf. Casi no veo ese salto. Ok. Oh, demonios. Y aquí supongo que aquí, ¿no? Exactamente. Oh. Concha la lora. ¿Dónde estás? Recuperar la vida está pequeño. Vamos. Cuidado. Ya está.
Hand yourself down here.
Supongo que aquí hay comida mágica. Exactamente. Aquí hay boletes caros. Y frijol amarillo.
There it is. Would have stumped to climb all that way for nothing.
Necesitabas visita los 3 osos o la casa de la abuelita. Vamos ahí. Supongo que puedo bajar por aquí, ¿verdad? O sí. Oh. Tenemos que bajar. Uf. Cuidado. Con cuidado. Tenemos que bajar, pero con cuidado. Aquí me serviría bastante un portal. Uf. Vamos a guardar aquí por si acaso. Muy bien. Ya estamos.
So,
Got the bean, but long logs. Seems she got sick of waiting for a knight in shining armor.
can you blame her? Men these days, dandies and fops all.
That why you cozied up to a vampire?
Detlef was a tool, and only a tool.
Too bad he didn't know that.
I trust no one. Learned that long ago. Now it's his turn.
To use him. Was that your plan from the start?
No. At first, I was simply intrigued. Do you know the story? It was in Matina, a few years past. I'd gone there to pass some loot off to a fence I know. We were hashing out the terms when in walked Detlef. He said he'd come to sell a silver candlestick. He gripped it through a cloth. That caught my eye. I followed him out, observed him from a distance, but he caught on quickly.
Yeah, superhuman senses will do that.
He turned down a blind alley. I followed. He jumped out from behind a crate, baring his teeth. I suppose he'd wanted to frighten me. Alas, he didn't in the least. After all, I'm a monster too, am I not?
A higher vampire and you were unimpressed? Don't know if that's brave or just plain foolish.
I've always had a way with ostensibly dangerous, quiet types.
That's supposed to be about me too?
Ugh, brother, I hate to disappoint you, Geralt, but your belly button is not the center of the known world. Though, you do remind me of him a bit. Stifling all emotions inside you. Ever feigning indifference. You see, when I met Detlef, somehow I knew, call it intuition, that he meant me no harm, that he was trying to frighten me off, for he too was scared. Now do you understand?
I guess. What happened then?
We talked, then met up once, twice, 3 times. Enough that he became infatuated. I truly enjoyed it at first, but only at first. He did not love like a man, but like an animal, madly, deeply, unconditionally, wildly. To return such a feeling, anyone would be hard-pressed, let alone someone as twisted as I am.
So there came a day you just up and disappeared.
Yes, there was no other way. Let's just be friends, or I don't deserve you. He'd never have understood that sort of thing. But then, once I decided to return, clean up some old affairs, I remembered him and concluded he could still be of use.
Playing with fire, that.
Definitely. And either I'll get burned or I'll burn all else down. No other options.
Got a history with Detloff now, so this meeting will be different. Not afraid?
I can handle him.
Mm-hmm. Sure about that?
You look at him as a witcher and see a monster. I know what he's really like. You needn't worry. It's time to go. Just a bit more work and we'll be able to say sort off to this fecking fable sphere.
Muy bien. A ver, siguiente cuento. Vamos para acá.
Will-o'-the-wisp. Think it's got something to show us.
Careful. It's not to be trusted.
¿Qué tenemos aquí? Hasta aquí hay cosillas, ¿no? Notas de Ole Lukoge. ¿Quién es ese muchacho? No sé. Vamos a ver por acá. Aquí tenemos algo. Un lobo feroz. Estamos aquí en Caperucita, me parece.
Hello? Can we talk?
Schwumbotsch, my head! Damn it all! I swear that was the last time I drank with Redbeard. Oh, Syanna, a bloody long time it's been. You've changed.
Whereas you, not at all, big bad wolf. Though it seems you've started running with the wrong crowd.
And who should I run with, eh? Thumbelina? One shot and she's under the table. But, what brings you?
You could always have a drink with us.
Oh, what now? Not on your life. I can barely stand, I'm so hungover.
You know what they say about the hair of the dog?
Out of the question. And why must you drink? Do you wish to drown some sorrow? And I don't mean to pry, but you don't look much like a young duchess to me.
They stripped me of my title and birthright, then banished me. A family spat, let's say.
Listen, looking for magic beans. Seen any?
I was given one for safekeeping, but...
Where is it? Talk!
Shh, not so loud.
Oh, I can be much louder than this. And resort to other means of persuasion.
Right there, the threats. Syanna to a T. Listen, I exist to restage a fairy tale. If you want to play at it, I'll be happy to oblige. But it won't be easy. The thing is, Little Red Riding Hoods popped her clogs.
What?
1,000 times they cut my gut open, filled it full of rocks and drowned me in the river. So once you stopped coming, I decided to repay the little imp for all her loving labor. Who'd know what's at the bottom of the well? She and the hunter, which means we can't play, and I'm under no obligation to talk to you. Not about beans, nor anything else. So leave me be. Sod off.
Wolf's pretty cranky.
Surprised? Think about it. He was cast in the role of the Nemesis without ever asking for it. It's a dog's life, I tell you.
So, what now?
Don't worry. I'll play with him. Or rather, play him. I just need that little red hood. A piece of apparel, that is. Not the poor girl's corpse.
That's a relief.
You wish to help me? Here's your chance. Jump in the well and fish it out. Well, chop chop.
Bueno, me falta un cuentillo de los osillos. Vamos a ver qué nos dan. Vamos para acá. Obviamente esta es la misión. Pero acá hay otra parte, vamos a ver.
3 bears.
3 stools, 3 beds, 3 bowls.
One a bit too big, the other too small, the third just right. Blonde curls. Rest of the body's too mutilated. Hard to say anything.
She got what she deserved, as I see it. Always took what she wanted without asking.
No bean here. Gotta keep looking.
Muy bien. Tenemos que dejar en paz eso porque si no los osillos se despiertan. Vámonos.
My new attire reveals itself but to the wise and cultivated.
Bueno, tenemos que encontrar el...
All right. Time to jump in the well.
Break a leg?
Está ahí, justo abajo mío. Ahora para dónde tengo que ir. Vamos. Sí, vamos. Supongo que aquí me aparecieron otros pixies. No, es el mismo estanque que estábamos antes, mira tú. Mira tú.
Any luck?
Yep, look what I got.
That would never fit you. Give it to me. How do I look?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let's go see the big bad wolf.
Let me guess. You'll play the granddaughter.
And you, the hunter.
You
Tienes que seguir el
again?
cuento.
I thought that was clear. I will not talk to you if little Red Riding Hood is not with you.
Not a problem. Syanna can take her place.
What? Very well. It's not as if I can forbid you. Granddaughter, come closer, sweetie.
But, Grandmama, what big eyes you have!
Better to see you with, my dear.
Granny, what big arms you have!
The better to embrace you with, my dear.
And Grandmama, what big teeth you have. Eh?
The better to eat you with, my dear.
Ugly and fierce.
Concha. ¿Dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas? Acá.
Remember what Joss said about the red bean? A human has it, and he definitely didn't swallow it.
Gotta open his belly. Bottle caps, fake teeth, a corkscrew. Ah, here it is. Red bean.
At last we have them all.
What?
I find myself wondering if you're just horribly discreet, or if those mutations completely scrubbed away your curiosity. Are you really not interested in what happened? In what became of me after they cast me out?
Well, since you brought it up, I'd gladly hear the rest. Let's see. They had escorted you out of the duchy.
Yes, and the noble knights of Toussaint, I didn't stop until we reached the Ketdu wilderness. They left me there alone, without a copper, in a torn lace dress, right when the frosts were setting in. They assumed something would eat me, or that I'd do everyone a favor and die of hunger. But as always, I failed to live up to expectations. I wandered the woods for a week, went purple from the cold, gnawed the bark from twigs. Finally, I saw a light among the trees. A campsite. They were bandits, bearded, drunk, spattered with blood. I was sure they'd rape me or kill me, or both.
Take it neither happened?
That's when I learned a robber and a murderer can be a better man than a knight in shining armor. They took me in, we set off for Nazaire, and I did what I could to repay them. I advanced in their ranks rather quickly. And eventually, I became their leader. Of the whole ragged band.
Should have stayed there, maybe.
Perhaps. Perhaps I should have forgotten everything, started a new life. But you know what? There came a point when I thought, you wanted a monster. Then a monster you shall get.
Been through a lot.
I have. And throughout this time, my sister was stomping grapes and shagging minstrels on down bedding.
She wasn't the one to banish you.
And I'm not angry at her for that. I'm angry at her because she forgot about me. Right. We've had our chat. Come.
Muy bien. Ahora vamos a plantar los frijolillos mágicos. Y me parece que soy de nivel, ¿no? Pues sí. Vamos a aumentar. Aquí no vamos a aumentar nada más. Pero aquí vamos a aumentar esto de aquí. Descárgate, Queen. Muy bien. No. Entonces van a cambiar la espada otra vez. Uy. Aquí está el flautista de nuevo. Con sus ratillas. Aquí está este güey de los lobos.
Right, this is the spot. Pull out the beans.
Demonios. Pinches vacíos. No. Ya está mi espada otra vez más que miércoles. Y yo no tengo cómo arreglarlo.
Wait!
Why?
This stalk will sprout abruptly. Very abruptly. We must be careful. All right, toss them!
Pues no pasa nada.
Something's always gotta go wrong.
The home stretch.
Uf.
Incredible.
Admire the view later. First, we must deal with... him.
Gigante de las nubes. Uy, papá. Qué buena esa. Le hace daño. Le hace daño que tengan, muchachos. Más porque... Cuidado. Ahí estás.
For a fairy tale creature, that was one tough son of a wench.
I told you this land had gone ape mad, though I did not expect it to be so severe.
Can't help thinking you might have done that on purpose.
Why ever would I have?
To get rid of your guard, your captor. Getting close to the exit at this point. Probably think you don't need me anymore.
Well, you're wrong. You still stand to be quite useful to me.
That's so? How? Plan to use me like you did Detloff?
No, I need you for a purpose far simpler. Well, don't just stand there and stare. I need a man, Geralt, and I'm not afraid to say it. I have no idea what awaits me once we leave this place. Treat it as my last wish.
Muy bien, por todo lado. Geralt no. Geralt va por todo lado. Hasta en cuentos infantiles, muchachos. Y con archienemigo. Muy bien.
Just gonna go our separate ways? No parting words?
Did you wish to tell me something?
Actually, that'd probably be best.
Oh my. No woman's ever treated you this way.
Not that I recall, no.
In that case, at last you felt what so many women in this world feel at times.
I just hope this tale has a happy ending. For me, for you, for everyone.
That may very well depend on you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing beyond what you heard. For now. Come. The exit's this way.
Muy bien. ¿Este ve que parece algo? Ah, pues sí, mira. Hasta aquí no dan cosillas.
Another will-o'-the-wisp.
Sigue siendo, pero bueno. Camina, muchacho. A ver, esto me está indicando. Me está llevando a otro lugar. Vamos a ver. Interesante. Geschäft. Ok. Creo que al otro no le pudimos seguir. Me he olvidado de esto. Pensé que no había nada. Papá, esta espada, muchacho. Esta espada está pero demasiado demente. Demasiado demente. Supongo que aquí también conseguimos otra espada, pero ya no. Ahora cómo subo aquí. Mira cómo lo beso. Es como que hay algo. Pues no. Ah, por aquí. Ah, sí, por aquí. Muy bien. No me acordaba que conseguías cosas aquí, pero bueno. Hemos conseguido algo.
Just curious. Why do you want the heart of Toussaint and the ducal wine?
They were my right. My due.
Doubt we would have figured you out if you hadn't tried to get them. Know that, don't you?
I do, and I regret nothing. One lives but once. Here, we need but jump into the well. You first.
Vamos a entrar del pozo. Ok.
Portals in a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Henriette and I would use it to...
Hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary, thus I knew where to await you. Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying manipulator you are?
Calm down, both of you.
But...
No buts. Let's go. Really want to be done with this.
Muy bien, estamos aquí, justo me llevamos a buclar. Y he recibido otros 800 puntacos. El problema es que tengo la espada mal.
Nice place.
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley. On a clear day, you can see the outlines of Duntine.
Is it, though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So sensitive. So aware. Honestly, what did Detlef ever see in you?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
You nervous?
Mm-hmm. It's always a bit nerve-wracking meeting an ex. Especially so when said ex is a vampire.
I doubt he'll be in the mood for jests.
I know. May I be honest? Yes, I'm nervous. I really would prefer just to run off. I gave my word I would help, I know. But how much is that worth? Yet I owe him this meeting. And that is that.
Let's get ready. Detlef will be here any moment now.
Uf, ahí viene.
Syanna, I have a question I must ask you. Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse?
Detlef, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must part.
What? But how?
¿Qué está pasando, muchacho?
The ribbon.
Ha! Seems I've been fooled again. She will pay for this, sooner or later. She will pay! You never should have meddled with her!
Uf. Empezamos mal. Empezamos mal mucho. Estamos... Uf, lo que pasa, el problema es que si me quito esta espada, si me quita también las habilidades de brujo. Demonios. A ver. Y aquí empezamos,
What
muchachos.
now?
I want just that.
Concha, ¿qué pasó?
You tricked me, both of you.
Didn't plan any of it.
Silence.
Uy. Quita todo. Vamos a ver si que ponemos un aceitico. Como mi espada. Uf. Vamos mala. Y esta espada, ¿dónde está? Creo que va a tener que ponerme esa aquí. Tan pronto como me deshaga de este. Papá. Empezamos, segunda fase.
Acknowledge any gods. Start praying now.
Bien. Chance aquí. Uy, papá. Uy, uy, uy. Vamos aquí. Concha, de nuevo. Aquí. No. Vaya que no se daña eso. Voy a morir. Voy a morir. Y aquí empieza el verdadero problema, muchachos. Vamos a hacer un cambio aquí, rapidito. Vamos a cambiar el arma. Necesito cambiar el arma. Y necesito para vampiros. Y necesito aquí donde está el rayo. Y esencia de Rafa. Miel blanca también necesito. Primero necesito miel blanca. No, miel blanca primero. Listo. Uff. Miel blanca. Y ahora sí voy a ponerme aquí rayo. De momento vamos a acabarnos estos.
Stop me. Prepare to die, Witcher!
Vamos a atacar esto. Esto tiene que atacar. No menos. Uy, papá, con las justas.
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist.
Oof.
My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. That because they refused to buy you a new outfit?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a lot. Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
Why not?
Because unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience.
Count on it. Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Syanna planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Syanna's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Detlef. Perhaps we missed something.
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters, what's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue-loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Detlef the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
San Sebastian.
It's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean
Says
souls.
what the...
A fine slogan.
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Remember what they looked like?
Of course. I've a mind like a steel trap, as I said. They were ragged, unshaved. Their clothes were tattered. As to their boots, well, I mentioned that already.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
What do you want?
Vamos a ver, el refugio está por aquí.
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor. Fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
I'll break your guts around your spine.
Come on.
All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
You help them, why?
Because they need help.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black? A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. And Freshie, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
I need the letter. It's very important. It's no use to you anymore.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
Interesante.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well, well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Syanna rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter's ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Syanna planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Syanna, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions, ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Syanna murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her, but I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Syanna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her. Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Detloff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Syanna.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
She treated Dettlaff cruelly.
Caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
Habla con Syanna. Vamos a hablar con Syanna. Pero antes de hacer cualquier cosilla vamos a arreglar mis... Bueno, no creo que es necesario. Creo que no va a ser necesario. Vamos a... A ver. Vamos a ir para... hablar con Syanna. Vamos a Palacio Peluquero. Vamos aquí a la puerta de Peluquero a hacer un viajecillo rápido. Estamos lejitos. Ahí tenemos una mujer encapuchada que puede ser una alpa o una lamia. Muy bien, vamos para acá. Y vamos para acá. Ya que estamos. Vamos a subir el nivelaco. Vamos a hablar con la muchacha, a ver qué nos cuenta. Seguimos, esto está por acá. Aquí.
Halt!
Need to see Syanna, urgently.
In the matter of?
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
Muy bien.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Syanna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. when you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good, sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me,
Don't know. But you could just ask her instead of sending monsters after her.
There's nothing she could say to change what she did to me, to justify it.
Maybe. But there's nothing out there to justify what you did to her and all Toussaint. Yet Anna Henrietta hasn't given up on you.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Syanna.
Uf. Vamos a ver qué pasa.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Pues vamos.
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
Vamos, podemos empezar.
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug, and more like a man deserving of the Duchy's highest honor. In fact, you'd do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
Vamos a ver si es que las decisiones que hemos tomado ponen bien las cosas, ¿no? Olvidemos contarle a Deming lo de Syanna.
In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt.
Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Yes, very. Heard a lot of good things about that appellation. Thanks again.
Cheers. In a moment I shall speak to Syanna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly. But she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
Vamos a ver qué pasa.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Bitterness consumes Syanna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Syanna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark. And which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you, sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
Pues parece que sí.
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony, it was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
Ponte la máscara y los guantes. Pues vamos a hacer eso. A ver. Supongo que son estos, ¿verdad? Mira tú. Mascarilla y guantecicos. Ahí está. Todo listo. Vamos ahí.
Makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Muy bien. Aquí tenemos raíz de mandrágora selecta. Acá tenemos otra. Pues ya está.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
You raised your hand against the vampire! You shall die for that!
I did what I had to do!
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home, on the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up every day in my own bed.
Oh, stop, please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere.
Y muchachos, aquí se ha acabado el
So we
DLC.
shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Y bueno muchachos, pues aquí se ha acabado el de Witcher 3. Pero aún queda un poco más de historia. Ya verán. Realmente este es los mismos créditos del juego principal. Vamos a escapar aquí.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Y muy bien. Aquí obviamente ya no está nuestro queridísimo amigo Regis. Pero vamos a regresar a Corvo Bianco. Porque ahí nos espera unas sorpresillas. Ya verán qué. Vamos aquí. Y vamos a Corvo Bianco. Aquí está. Muy bien. Aquí está nuestra casa. Y aquí empezó.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Hola.
Unexpected as ever.
Mira tú quién es. Jennifer de Benkever.
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky, like some shitty two-crown romance.
Pues aquí tenemos a Ciri.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet. Bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
You know, feels kinda strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard, good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely?
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white, has 4 legs, category taxidermy.
Oh yeah, the unicorn. Fine, you can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things my way.
Liking Toussaint so far?
The landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
But
the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
Might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea-green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade, and you'll bring me cool drinks at regular intervals.
Bring you whatever you want. Brought quite a few books. Let me guess, working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading. The Name of the Orchid. A widower for half a year.
Huh. Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now I'm not. A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what to do next. I have no plan. I have no goal. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me. Which is why I came here.
Muy bien.
So, talk again later.
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
Pues así es como tenemos a Jennifer de Bengeber en Tucson y en nuestra casa. Bueno, aquí podemos seguir hablando con Jennifer.
Can we talk?
Always. With pleasure.
Bueno, ya no podemos seguir hablando, pero...
So, talk again later.
Of course.
Y así se acaba el de Witcher 3, amigos. Solo me falta una cosita. Vamos a ver el memento que nos dejó Regis. Supuestamente nos dejó algo aquí. No. Aquí. Carta de Regis. Vamos a ver. He encontrado mi mutagenerador. Mutagenerador. Muy bien. Mutagenerador. Vamos a ver qué es eso. Tenemos un mutagenerador que no sé de qué diablos es. Dispositivo para crear mutágenos. O sea, por supuesto que tiene más cargas. Bueno, no tengo ningún más trofeo. Creo que el último trofeo que puedes obtener aquí es el de ¿cómo es? El de Wind. Y ese es el único que no tengo, así que vamos a hacer una cosilla antes de... Vamos a ver si tengo otro cuadro. Tengo solo cuadro flico y aquí tengo el pase nuclear. Vamos a colocar este. Aquí supuestamente había una mesa y no está. Solo está una mesa invisible ahí. Bueno, lo que vamos a hacer en este momento es descansar. Que no tengo idea cómo funciona ese mutagenerador. Muy bien. No me acuerdo de haber utilizado eso en mi... Bueno, no me acuerdo en mi anterior partida de haber utilizado ese mutagenerador. O no sé cómo utilizarlo. A ver, creo que esto es para desmontar mutágenos. Esto añade una bombilla más a nuestras cosillas. Pero realmente no me acuerdo cómo se utiliza ese mutagenerador. Más cargas de qué, pero... Aquí no puedo poner esto. Aquí tampoco. No, no lo puedo equipar con esto. Cuchillo de caza. Esta es una de las cosillas que tengo para colgar. Estos son objetos de misión. Y nada más. Tengo ese mute generado, pero no sé para qué sirve. Pero bueno, ya no va a ser necesario. A ver. Vamos a ver las misiones. Y como ven ya no tengo nada. Tengo aquí solo las misiones desde The Wind. Que ya no me van a dar nada más. Obviamente. Y bueno, aquí teníamos que buscar una misión secundaria. Que realmente no me acuerdo dónde es. Así que la vamos a buscar de manera manual. Se podría decir así. Vamos a ver, vamos a ver. Esperen un segundo, muchachos. Vamos a ver. Vamos a abrir el mapa un ratito. A ver, aquí tenemos la Coro Bianco. Y la misión me dice que está aquí. Vamos a ir aquí un ratito. Porque me falta una misioncilla más y con eso ya terminaremos todo lo de The Witcher 3. Me hacía falta esa misión, sino que no me acordaba dónde estaba. Vamos a ver cuánto tiempo voy. Maldición. Pero bueno, no importa. Vamos a ver que este ya es las últimas aventuras con Geralt de Rivia. Vamos a ver. La misión es aquí. A ver.
You're tormented. By what?
Forgive me, but I must ask directly. Are you a man? I no longer trust my senses.
Not exactly. I'm a witcher. Quite a few folk think I don't deserve to be classified as a member of the human species. Know some personally.
A witcher? But no. Nor can you help me.
We'll see. Just tell me what the problem is.
A foulness, a demon or wraith haunts me, grants me no rest. It wants something. I sense this, but know not what. Each day it appears, tarries, then leaves. It's here now, there, beyond the trees.
Don't see a thing.
Of course not. It cannot be seen.
Yet you see it?
Only when I drink the brew, which brings a pain to my head, nausea. But I endured these to keep an eye on the wraith, my tormentor.
¿Qué aspecto tiene?
This demon of yours, can you describe it?
It is an enormous horse, its hoofbeats pounding in the dark. It gallops to me, stops, stares, then runs on.
Sure it's not just a wild horse, run-of-the-mill?
The creature is not of this world. When it gazes at me, a terrible chill pervades my soul. It is evil condensed, its eyes black, void. Each time it comes, terror grips me. I cease what I'm doing, still my breath and heart.
What's your brew made of? Gotta wonder what's causing such strong visions. You drop in some mushroom, jumper tub, dancing dewlap?
Close. The common grey top. I see you know your herbs.
Grey top? Variety's extinct if I recall correctly.
Nearly, but not quite. I was able to grow a few from dried spores. I'd hoped a brew of grey top would reveal this nightmare. I was not wrong.
Far as I know, grey top produces some powerful side effects. Though it can, in fact, reveal the hidden, the immaterial.
Yes, I see the evil. Better that than to know it is there, but not know where.
Okay.
Need to talk about how much I'll get paid first.
Is it gold you want?
Orens or Novigrad crowns. Florins will work too.
I've none of any coin. I've nothing, in fact. Just potatoes in the cellar. A good crop this year. Tend to this quickly, completely, and several sacks will be yours. Agreed?
If that's the case, no pay required. Need those potatoes more than I do.
Oui.
Fine. You seem sure something's out there. I'll see what I can do. Start by taking a look around.
Muy bien. Persiguiendo fantasmas. Vamos a ver. Aquí hay una cueva. Oh, maldición. ¿Qué es esto? Unas papillas. Más papitas. Muy bien. Estoy en la cueva, pero no era... Solo tenía papas. Pensé que era algo de misión. Aquí tenemos a...
Dead moths. Attracted to some ghosts like to the light of a candle. Seems there's at least some truth to the hermit's ravings.
Grant me but one whole day's rest. I beg you.
No veo nada más. Adentro parece que hay algo. Dentro de la casa hay algo.
Common grey top. Strong hallucinogen. Thought extinct. Don't often get to see that.
Manifiesto flagrante.
Drops of blood on the pillow. Trail of him leading to the window. Shutters closed tight. Need to check the other side, see if the trail continues.
Vamos a ver esto.
Trail of blood starts at the pillow, ends here. Medallion's still vibrating.
It looked at you. Then I cannot shut my
Something drinks the hermit's blood at night. That I know. Gotta talk to her. Maybe she can tell me something more.
Really?
Witcher.
Heard flagellants whip themselves to atone for all humankind's wrongs. To appease the gods, gain their forgiveness. That why you do it?
We've each our own reasons. I seek to atone for the suffering of a living being, which once fell victim to another's vanity. I care not for humankind, preferring instead the company of animals.
Most likely some kind of wraiths tormenting you. Can't tell what kind, though. Felt weak, spent lately? Noticed bite marks on your skin?
As I said, I feel weaker by the day. And bites, of course. There are lice and midges here aplenty.
This isn't lice. Something much bigger drinks your blood while you sleep.
But I do not sleep. Not a wink. He's always present, always watching. I cannot bear it any longer.
Sadly, not much I can do. Can't exterminate it if I can't see it.
The grey top. I shall make a brew of it for you. I've 2 mushrooms left. Enough for 1 dose. Perhaps then you'll see what I do.
This mushroom, even in me, could produce some nasty, unpredictable side effects.
True. There is no knowing how grey top would affect a mutated body.
A proper brew could be our only chance to figure this out.
Okay.
All right. High time we tried this. If I start muttering something about unicorns or sorceresses, ignore it.
Pues ahí quedamos.
Don't see no wraith.
Wow, this clover's amazing. Now that's what I call a bouquet.
Who said that?
Oh, you're awake. Had me worried. You were out way too long. Even considered giving you some white honey. Kinda hard to do with hooves, though.
Roach? Your voice. It's, interesting. Gotta say, I expected a young mare to sound, girlish.
Based on what? Your vast experience with talking animals? Far as I know, I'm your first.
Good point. Must be the brew that did this. Interesting side effect.
Great, isn't it? You should take this stuff more often. Got so many pointers I could give you.
Can't, sadly. Drinking this too often could prove fatal. Hey, know how you always show up when I whistle? How's that work exactly?
Well, you're my human. Gotta be there when you need me. Yes, I'll be there for you, ooh, as the world falls down.
Still kinda strange. How you cross the ocean when I call sometimes, but then get hung up on the tiniest fence. What's that about?
What can I say? Everyone's got limits.
Listen, got this contract I need to finish before the brew wears off.
Right. Monster won't slay itself. Let me see. First up, I need to know what we're dealing with. Follow me, and try not to trample any plants or small animals.
¿Qué demonios?
Geralt, we gotta inspect this area closely. I'll look for clues. You stand there and... well, just stand.
Right.
Will you look at that?
A ver, vamos a ver. Vamos a ponernos primero esto de aquí. Y demonios, no hemos arreglado la espadilla, pero bueno, vamos así de momento. Vamos a ver.
Don't see anything here.
These are hoof prints. Not just any old horses either. These were left by an astral being. Or the worldly. We gotta follow them.
dead moths often mean a phantom's nearby.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. Now, what about the smell? Same whiff I caught at the cemetery in Vizima when we were hunting ghouls. The smell of death.
Smells normal to me. Not taking me for a ride, are you?
Seriously?
Aquí hablamos como un caballito.
All right. Now I know what we're up against. Right, Geralt. Let's sum up what we know so far.
We're dealing with some kind of wraith or phantom, most likely. It visits the hermit at night, drinks her blood. Even if we manage to find it, I've got no idea how I could possibly fight it.
Geralt, please, I got this. It's definitely an Umbra, an immaterial wraith. This one's assumed the form of a horse.
An Umbra actually makes sense. Umbrae are completely invisible, even to Witchers. But how can you be sure?
Because it's not invisible to me, Doofus. It's right over there. It's getting away! Come on, Witcher! Hop in the saddle! Gotta catch it!
Muy bien.
Giddy up. There's the Umbra! Let's go, Geralt! After it! Hey! Gotta save my strength a bit. No telling how long we're gonna need to keep running.
No importa porque tenemos la
Geralt,
ultrasilla.
we gotta have a man-to-horse talk. No offense, but your riding skills, they leave a bit to be desired, buddy. You'd really do me a solid if you could, apply a slightly surer hand. Be a little more decisive about where you want me to go. Sometimes I got no idea, buddy. Do I go left, right, torque where I'm standing?
Yeah, and it'd be great if you could respond more fluidly to my commands.
Demonios, empezamos a...
Hey, heard this one? Horse walks into a tavern, and the innkeeper says, "Hey, pal, why the long face?" Ha! Let's not lose sight of that Umbra. Can you see it now?
Yeah, it's right there. Run, Roach.
What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
Demonios, sí que corren.
As long as we're being candid, I gotta ask. Why do you sometimes buck me off in the middle of a fight?
First I've heard. Don't recall that ever happening.
Of course you don't.
Carajo.
Geralt, we need to catch the Umbra. It gets away now, we'll...
Whoa there, Roach.
Effect of the bruise waning. I can feel it. Won't be able to understand you soon.
Ah, shame that. Shame, too, that we didn't catch that Umbra. But let me tell you one last joke, all right? This is a killer. Why'd the horse cross the road?
No idea.
¿Qué carajos? A ver, entro aquí. Vaya, la misión se me fue. Ah, pues sí, la misión se me fue, muchachos. Vamos a ver. Supongo que no tengo aquí la poción, ¿verdad? Pues no. Pues no. No sé qué pasó. No es un frasco.
Come on.
Oh, no puede ser, creo que se me... Pero no me sale como misión fallida y nada. A ver, creo que misión secundaria, ¿verdad? ¿O no? Pues no. Pronto no, wind, todos son de wind. A ver, vamos a hacer una cosita. Y vamos a ir de nuevo acá. Creo que no tenía que perder la vista. Creo que estábamos llegando casi.
Let's go.
Si no, voy a empezar a cagar el juego, obviamente. Vamos a acá.
Go.
Cargamos porque me parece que así se termina la misión. No me acordaba que se termina así. Más no me salió la misión completada ni nada. Eso me parece extrañísimo. O misión fallida ni nada. Ah, pero aquí no es. No sé quién es.
Witcher.
Phantom you told me about. Still your tormentor?
It does. Grants me no rest.
Sorry, didn't manage to catch it.
And I wasted my stock of Greytop to make you that brew. I knew from the start it wouldn't work. I feared there's no hope left for me now. Be gone.
Take care now.
Ah, mi hijo. Creo que no. A ver. Vamos a hacer una carguilla de... No, aquí no. Aquí. A ver. Vamos aquí, a ver. Me quedé también yo ahí como que... ¿Qué pasó aquí? Estábamos todo bien. No podemos dejar así. Oh, sí. Demonios, corre. No tenemos que perder la vista.
Gotta save my strength a bit. No telling how long we're gonna need to keep running. Geralt, we gotta have a man-to-horse talk. No offense, but your riding skills, they leave a bit to be desired, buddy. You'd really do me a solid if you could apply a slightly surer hand. Be a little more decisive about where you want me to go. Sometimes I got no idea, buddy. Do I go left, right, toward where I'm standing?
Yeah, and it'd be great if you could respond more fluidly to my commands.
Hey, heard this one? Horse walks into a tavern, and the innkeeper says, "Hey, pal, why the long face?" Ha! Let's not lose sight of that Umbra. Can you see it now?
Yeah, it's right there. Run, Roach.
What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
A ver. Esta vez ahora sí hay que hacerlo bien. Tienes que descansar un poquillo.
As long as we're being candid, I gotta ask. Why do you sometimes buck me off in the middle of a fight?
First I've heard. Don't recall that ever happening.
Of course you don't.
Ahora sí. Ya lo tenemos.
Melted into thin air.
Concha, ¿qué es esto?
Watch out! Good gods!
Sí, así era la misión. Examina la lápida.
Marcello Clarici, knight. Died last year. Was more or less the same age as our hermit. Seems his spirit's become a horse-shaped umbra that's tormenting Penastri.
Why are you telling me this? I can read and draw my own conclusions.
Thinking aloud, that's all. Helps me focus.
Geralt, it's the Umbra! Attack!
Let me explain!
Talk, but make it fast. Why are you tormenting the hermit?
She torments me, refuses to forgive me. I'm denied peace in the afterlife, and it's all her doing. Each day I come and beg her for clemency.
Beg her for clemency? You drink her blood, drive her mad with fear.
I don't know how to explain it, but yes, a monstrous force takes me. Though I also know I'll not have peace till the day Penastri forgives me.
Why take the form of a horse?
A horse? What do you mean? Each day since I died, a power lifts me from my grave and makes me run. Then I return with blood in my mouth. I don't know what this is, how it comes to pass, but I do know the torment will continue until she forgives me. But she sees me as a horse, you say?
Seems so. Same way I saw you. You and the hermit, how do you know each other?
We met as babes, grew up side by side. I loved her. Yet she was always sad. Nothing could cheer her. The world terrified her. I thought her gloom came from being poor. So I did my damnedest to take us from our village, make us a better life elsewhere. Became a squire, took her with me to the palace. But Penastri soon learned nobles are no more decent than peasants, not a speck. Once even I'd grown vile to her eyes, she fled the palace and joined the flagellants.
Okay.
I left the court to be near her, yet she cast me off. Said she didn't want to know me. When the whip-bearers proved too hard-hearted for her too, she became a hermit. I see it clearly now, though I never understood her while alive. From the grave's dark depth, the living are bright, sharp flares. You see all their thoughts at once. Now I understand why she had to cast me off.
She's full of rage. Probably what turned you into an Umbra. Must have hurt her something awful if she refuses to forgive you, would rather see you suffer. What did you do?
To her? Nothing. But my horse, I flogged it to death. Pinastri, she saw this. Proud stallion, my Blaze. But he was a bucker, and tossed me during a tourney. One I'd wanted to win badly. Pinastri had been so glad they'd let me stand. Me, a peasant's son. I wanted to win it for her. But that horse made me lose. Rage overcame me. I struck and struck, until at last he fell. Oh, the regret. I beg you forgive me. Absolve me in Blaze's very name.
Can't forgive you for that. Not in my power.
But your horse could? Please, I'd do anything. I'm desperate. Help me. Noble mare, forgive me my sin.
Could free his spirit, pardoning him on behalf of his horse. But you shouldn't do it if you don't think he deserves forgiveness.
Did a rotten thing. Got no excuse. Your horse was loyal. Did the best damn job he could. 'Cause that's how we horses are.
True. I know I deserved what befell me.
But we aren't vengeful, don't hold grudges, don't dwell on being left in monster-infested woods. So, in your poor Blaze's name, I forgive you.
Oh, thank you. I feel it's incredible. Such relief, such lightness.
Así tenía que pasar.
All right then. Guess we might as well head back. Panastri's nights ought to be ghost-free from now on. Anything to add, Geralt?
Nope. Let's go see her.
Pues así te termina la cuestión.
Phantom's gone. Shouldn't torment you ever again.
I felt a change. I did. As if I'd been released from a cramped, dank cellar. I had come to believe no one could help me. I'm grateful, Witcher.
Ought to thank my horse, actually. Phantom's departure, mostly Roach's doing.
Then I thank you too, noble creature.
Gotta admit, easy peasy with our powers combined. So, what now? We hit the path? Right to the nearest notice board? Rustle up another contract?
Exactly. Though, effects of the bruise waning. I can feel it. Won't be able to understand you soon.
Ah, that's horseshit. I mean, I got so much more I want to tell you, and...
Clever beasts, horses. Farewell, Witcher.
Muy bien, así se acaba esta misión. Ahí está, fantasmas que ahí sí. Sardinilla. Tenemos una nueva entrada. Y bueno, muchachos, creo que va a ser todo por The Witcher 3. Mis últimos comentarios de este juego es que es uno de los mejores juegos que existen en este momento. Para mí uno de los mejores que hay. Tiene mucha historia, muchas cosas que hacer, muchas decisiones que tomar. Realmente este juego es muy largo también, debido a la gran cantidad de opciones que tiene este juego. Se puede rejugar unas cuantas veces y sacar distintos finales. Pero bueno, este es como el final que saqué yo, es como el final más correcto, se puede decir, o el que más se acerca a lo que Geralt haría. en ciertas circunstancias, ¿no? No todo, pero puede ser que sí. Y bueno, señores, creo que va a ser todo por The Witcher 3. De ahí tal vez encontraré una misión por ahí, pero bueno, eso ya son muy secundarias. Lo principal está hecho. Y ya nos veremos en una siguiente aventura. Nos vemos.